Hannah Winters, and I will be doing a speech over the history of the Beatles. So did you know there was a fifth Beatle? Well, maybe. But did you know there was a sixth Beatle? John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr were a part of the Fab Four, although Ringo Starr was not a part of the original pack. George, John, and Paul were teamed with bass Stuart Stu Sutcliffe and drummer Pete Best. They began their career in low-end strip clubs in Germany, not making much money at all. About this time, Stu decided to leave the band for his two loves, art and a woman named Astrid. Unfortunately, he died of a brain hemorrhage shortly after. They were known as the Silver Beatles at this point, and after some rough times, they finally caught a break. Record store owner Brian Epstein caught interest in this boy band. As said in the article of the Beatles, they traded leather jackets for matching suits to look a little bit more professional. And then to boost its success, Ringo Starr replaced Pete Best as drummer. And they came out with their first single, Love Me Do. Although very popular in the UK, it took over 1 year for the Beatles to become a #1 hit in the US. But in 1964, Vee-Jay Records gained US rights to Please Please Me. And after 73 million TV views and many top albums, US Capitol Records finally signed them. By April 1964, the band's singles occupied the top 5 spots on the Billboard Hot 100 charts, also from the article of the Beatles. They began touring and attracting large crowds. The Beatles were the new hit. They even came out with their first movie in 1964, A Hard Day's Night, along with many other accomplishments. They established stadium concerts with attracting 55,000 fans to the New York Shea Stadium in August 1965. And then they became members of the Order of the British Empire, which was one of the most honorable things in the UK. They even released their second movie, Help, in 1965, along with the dual soundtrack. You thought the Beatles would never end. But after all the fame, the Beatles started to come to an end. There was much controversy in 1966. They produced a vulgar album cover due to the butchering of their music from US Capitol Records. They had KKK threats and many political no-nos. This mess consumed their life. And more than that, they just became bored with the lifestyle. So they announced their final tour and went separate ways. But the talent was not gone. In 1970, all 4 members came out with their own solo albums. But then in 1980, John Lennon was sadly murdered. And so George Harrison wrote a song all those years, and with the help of Starr, McCartney, and his wife Linda, the song was released in May 1981. But then another Beatle was lost. In 2001, Harrison was taken by lung cancer. And as the media developed, iTunes was established. And in 2010, the Apple rights were signed over. So here we are today, wearing t-shirts with the 4 men plastered on them, hanging posters in their remembrance, and even Hollywood still talks about them. Heck, they were on David Letterman and even the Grammys. So this is to show that the Beatles, even all 6 of them, were a large part of our history and milestones in the music industry.